Welcome to another great episode of the Alma Data Show. Thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with me this morning on Gbkm Network. My name is Alma Data. I am the host of this amazing show. So, this show today, I am dedicating this show to all my beautiful black queens out there. For so many of you that have been following the development of the week of I will say the U.S. politics, you know why I'm dedicating the show to all my beautiful African queens, right? Not just black queens, you know. So this is your Monday show. Before I go anywhere, I have two amazing, phenomenal women with me today. One is inside my studio, and one is going to be joining us from Ghana, an award-winning artist. She's going to be joining us from all the way from Ghana, and I'm so stoked and I'm so psyched to introduce you guys to her. So before I go any further, just come back with me. I hope you have your cup of coffee and cup of tea this morning with you, because we have so many things to talk about this morning. So let's get it. Yes. Welcome back to another great episode of our Data Show. I have my cup of coffee. If you don't have your cup of coffee with you this morning, I will say to you, please, you can just take me inside your kitchen with you. It's very easy these days. Just click on www.gbkm.tv. You can take me anywhere with you. Get your cup of coffee, because I am introducing you to our brand new segment called the Social Talk. So, cheers, guys. This is a great episode of the Omodede Show, and I want to introduce you to my episode called the Social Talk. What is the social talk? So many of you are saying in your mind now, what is social talk? You know, in this media these days, there's so many things that is going on. The information is so fluid. We are all getting our information from different places. I will tell you this morning, the best place you can get your information is the Omodede Show. Get your information with me, not just information with me. I can put your mind at ease. Even me, sometimes when I'm going through social media these days, I get a little bit kind of antsy, nervous, because of the things I see on social media. So it's not really for everybody. Sometimes I just get discouraged, and I have had to turn off my social media so many times, delete them so many times. So this is my social talk. As you can see right here on our screen, you'll see a picture of Tiwa Savage. For the past 2 weeks, so many of you have been talking about this picture of Tiwa Savage. How did we as African women get here? So let me tell you about this picture, what I think about this picture of Tiwa Savage. I know everybody have their own opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion. But when is too much for women, as African women that have cultures and traditions? When is it too much? Like, when we say too much, is it okay for her to take a picture like this? There are so many of you that sent me, because I put this on our community. I did a survey to see what people really thought about this photograph of Tiwa Savage. I got so many amazing feedback from our viewers, our listeners from Gbkm Network here, that told me that, because there's so many of you that said, because of our tradition, that wasn't appropriate. But to me, let me tell you what I think about that picture. I think she has a talent. She's a talented artist. She didn't need to do this. That's my opinion. I don't think that she needed to pose. She needed to take that picture. She's a beautiful and talented queen. She didn't need all this. She was fine the way she is. This picture, to me, this is my opinion, she didn't really need it. So that is what I think about this picture. So if you have any question, anything you want to say to me, or whatever you want to say to me about this picture, or what you want me to talk about in the social talk, you can just email me at omodede@gbkm gbkm.fm. That's my email address. Or you can just log into my show. And if you missed any show, go to gbkm.tv. Leave a comment for me. I will surely respond. Before we go any further talking about this social talk, I want to talk about two other queens that is making the headlines this week. Our Madam Vice President Kamala Harris as a beautiful, beautiful black queen like myself. So great to see you.
Yes.
How are you, my dear? So,
Cool,
I was going to talk about Kamala Harris. This is my guest. She couldn't wait because she's so excited to talk about Kamala Harris as well, because we have been talking back and forth about this amazing Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Thank you so much for joining me, my beautiful queen. I am going to introduce you guys to my other guests joining us all the way from Ghana. Wiaila, award-winning artist, musician. She's an entertainer. Most of all, she's an advocate for young women. And I love this girl so much. And I have been waiting for this interview. Hi, what's up, Wiaila?
Hello.
How are
Rah,
you?
rah, rah, rah.
That's the African lioness herself. But before we say anything, I would like you to teach me how to do your grrr. I want to know how to do it.
So what you do is you allow yourself relax. Remember those days when you were a kid and you got so excited and you didn't care about what anybody felt when you got into a certain exciting mood, and just go like rah, and then the rock comes. Yeah.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing. But before we say any other thing, I know Ghana just lost a giant in Ghana, and you happen to be in Ghana. Your former leader, the former president of Ghana, J.J. Rawlings, passed away yesterday. So what is the atmosphere in Ghana? What do people feel in Ghana
The
right
whole
now?
country is sad. We are all very sad. When I used to see him on TV as a kid, I see people waving and chanting his name, and I felt he was a musician. I didn't know he was the president by then. As a kid, I just thought, oh, this guy is popular, so maybe he's a musician or something. And a lot of people loved him. He has lived and he has worked. He has served the people as a leader. I have always seen him as one of those leaders that didn't want to be served, but rather he goes out there to serve the people. He led. He's an icon, and we'll never forget him. And he inspires me in so many ways that when you have something, you should share with people and join in. Don't just be like you are the boss or do you know who I am? But no, he went out there and he did what he could to make Ghana a better country. So he's our icon, he's our hero, he's our legend, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah, he was surely an icon to so many people, not just in Ghana, in the whole continent of Africa. He was surely an icon. But thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to get to know for people to know so many amazing things that you're doing. But I want to ask you, beautiful queens. I've been talking about beautiful, amazing, powerful women today. That's what I really want to talk about. As a mother and as a African immigrant woman, seeing the election in the U.S., electing the first black female immigrant woman. And let's not forget, in Toronto, we have our own as well. The first black a major party leader, and I mean Paula. I love these women so much, in the way for we African black queens to be part of the conversation when it comes to politics right now. So that's one of the reasons I love these women so much. As a mother, did you watch her speech? The Kamala Harris speech? What did you talk to your kids about it?
Well, that was amazing. As a matter of fact, I kind of pondered over the speech for 2-3 days, and one thing that particularly struck out to me was when she said, "They might not have seen you that way, And that was the point I took out. And I told my kids, listen, like, they might not have seen you that way. They might not know you that way. But you owe it to yourself to know yourself that way, see yourself that way, despite any circumstance or situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to bring the Bible a little bit in, you know? Like, what is faith? It's a hope of things not seen, as though they were. So I tell my kids, yes, life, a time will come, life will happen to you, which means detours will happen. Challenges will come. Adversity will knock on the door. That is when it comes to play, how you see yourself, what you tell yourself.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
tenacity to stay put, even though it's not there yet. That's what I told my kids. Look at Harry's life. She had so many challenges. She broke out of the norm, first and foremost. You know, being in if I tell people sometimes that, oh, I want to be in politics, they're like, oh, politics, like it's dirty, it's damn. I said, no, because the first step to liberation is first liberation of the mind, liberation of the self, and liberation of your own dream. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because as we
absolutely.
Africans and immigrants, because this show is really about us, so that's why I'm really narrowing it down. We are so caged by so many belief systems, our culture. Yes, I'm a respecter of culture, but at the same time, that same culture is still what cages to an extent. Why we can't think out of the box, we can't behave out of the box, we can't, really, really explore our inner talents, especially as women. So we have a long journey in terms of Afro community, but we will get there.
Yes. I'm going to pose the same question to you. I know you are in Ghana, but you had opportunity to watch her speech or the Kamala Harris, her nomination. And I know you don't know this. There is a major party leader here in Canada, Green Party, just nominated the first black woman, Anami Pollard. So that is to me, is barrier breaking, is groundbreaking for us as women and as black women, as an immigrant. So to you, what did you think about the Kamala Harris nomination?
I think it tells us that at the end of the day, we are all people. It doesn't even matter the color. It's just about being a human being. And people shouldn't look at color to put people in certain positions. But as a black woman to occupy such a high position on top of the world, come on, yeah, we all know America is one of the most powerful countries.
Absolutely.
And for them to make that kind of decision, it should tell us that the world really, we all want to come together at the end of the day, really. Nobody wants all this fighting and division. Why should we divide? We're all human beings. And the thing we should be doing is getting together, mix up, learn each other's cultures, get to know each other. Instead of separating and dividing to conquer, no, let's come together. Because at the end of the day, my brother Rocky Dawood will say we are all branches of the same tree. It's just that some fruits are facing the colder part, others are facing the hotter part, others are facing the dry part and the heat part and all that. But at the end of the day, it's one tree. We are all human beings.
Yeah.
So, and we are all from the same root. So I'm so happy, and it gives me a lot of confidence that, hey, me, who knows, one day.
Yeah, that is
Absolutely.
yeah, that is the spirit. Yeah, I can be that too. I can do that. I can do that all by myself too.
Yes,
But talking
and
about
America has done it. Yeah, even Ghana, I could become president.
yes, you can be the president of Ghana. Who knows?
Yeah, and not first woman, but at least president.
Yeah.
And these women are opening the doors.
Yeah,
They are
absolutely.
like keys. Yeah, they have done it. So any other young woman watching, especially
Yeah.
young black women watching, you know that, Charlie, your future is great. Like, is there. All you have to do is make those steps. Just stay focused, and you can also be there. So it's very inspiring. It's very motivational. And I'm
Thank
very
you
happy.
so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Talking about young women, you just made a comment about the young women going to be watching this or seeing a women in such in a position of power to sit in the same table and make decision for women. I know that as an advocate, you have been doing great work with the something that is really close to my heart, which is the child bride marriage. You are a big advocate for that, and
Yeah.
as there's a situation right now in Ghana that involves you advocating for a young woman that is being married off to a older guy. So tell us about that situation that is going on, because I have read in so many newspapers in Ghana, in so many medias, people saying that what is your business in adding your voice to stop that.
Yeah.
I just want, for people that don't really know what's going on in Ghana, can you please
Yeah.
tell us what's going on when it comes to that child?
Yeah. For the start, it's definitely my business as a senior sister to 4 younger ladies in my in my own family. We are all girls, and we know how difficult and some of the things we had to go through just because we are young girls and there was no boy among us. So that put aside. So finally, when you're able to get to a certain point and you know you have a voice, I believe I should use my voice in a positive way to
Yes.
put light on certain cultural practices that are not helping us in our community. I love my culture. I love my tradition. But there are just some traditional practices that we all know they are never going to develop our country and nation and continent as a whole, and they'll never make us go forward. Others will help us move forward. In fact, some cultural practices we actually need to adapt today so that we can develop our countries. But some, like child marriage, female genital mutilation, and child labor, and all those things, it's a no-no. Because when I travel abroad, I see how a lot of children are allowed to be kids. They play, they have fun, they are taught things, and they are allowed to grow up to become great people. And these same men will sit back at home, admire these young ladies who are doing very well outside, or they see them on TV. And yet, you are not trying to help by cutting your own young women and young girls in your community their dream shot by giving them out for marriage. A child is a child. Their brains are not developed enough to even think for themselves, how more think for the husband and the baby they might have, which is always the truth. So anything that has a negative impact when it comes to for me, I'm against it. And this girl is underage, and the government of Ghana is against child marriage. The law that says if you marry anybody under the age of 18, the person is considered a child. So you must be arrested. So one, I did the right thing, but fortunately, the girls' guardians also took on the matter. And it makes it easy when the child's parents or immediate family members are against it. So they reported to the police, and they had to call me to also add my voice so that people can know the level of seriousness that they want to attach it, the level of seriousness, and also to warn the rest of the few or some other guys who are thinking of doing it. So that was why I got involved. And she also happened to be part of my girls and boys club. So as for my girls and boys club, they are like my cops. And I'm the mother lion. And if you joke, I will chew you alive. I will protect them very well. I will not be shy away. So we have to get him arrested to also serve as a deterrent to the rest of the others that might want to do that. So
And
yeah.
I also know that the little town that this is happening, they don't even have a school. They don't have a school
They
in the
only have
town.
they have just 3 classrooms, which serves as both primary and GSS. So P1 and P2 actually share one class. P2 and P3 share one class. P4 and P. So it's like the teacher is teaching 2 classes, but in one class, and nobody's taking it seriously. No electricity, no nothing. Like somebody say, no nothing. So people just feel like, why am I even going to school? There's no point. It's like there's no hope, you know. So people are just not seeing the importance of, and lack of education will definitely make them think once a child start developing breasts and she looks like, oh, she's grown up, she's not a woman. No, they need to understand that psychologically, mentally, the child is not ready. They don't think like adults. That's why we have the adults and the kids. Sometimes you meet these women, these little girls, Once they get married, they have babies. You find them in the hospitals when their babies are sick, and they give them just medicine for them to go and use for their baby. They can't read. Maybe instead of giving the child 1 teaspoon of chloroquine or something, they'll probably not even give, or give 10. So this is very dangerous, which should tell you that their brains, everything, they are
Has
not
not
ready. And
developed yet.
yeah, that's because they are kids.
Yes.
They haven't developed, and it comes to so many complications, psychological frustration, and the trend will keep going, because if it has happened to her, she doesn't see it being a problem for her child as well. So the same cycle keep going, then the poverty keeps going. Then the few people that have managed to become better in the society, the pressure becomes too much. And before you realize, they all run away because they just get frustrated. So
Thank
that's why we
you.
really have to arrest and take them to police station, prosecute them, and stop them from doing it. Allow the girls to grow up and become the same responsible, admirable women they see on TV, journalists, nurses, where they actually admire and they say, oh, I'm proud of this woman. I'm proud of Uyala. Uyala is out there singing in our local dialect. But they forget, if my mom and dad had given me out at that age and I was married off as a kid and I didn't have education, I can't go on those stages around the world, Canada, Germany, Australia, explaining my songs to people in English and expressing myself with a lot of confidence that they sit back at home and they are proud of. So allow these other girls to also discover themselves and be better people of the community. And in future, I'm sure they'll make great, empowered and independent wives that will not just take care of themselves and the kids, but also take care of the husband as well in so many ways and bring development to the community. That's what I ask
Absolutely,
for.
absolutely, and we
Yeah.
just want to thank you for the amazing work you're doing with those kids in
Thank you.
your town and adding your
Thank you.
voice to as a change agent. If you are just joining us, this is a moderated show on GBKM TV. This is a common practice in African continent. For those of you who might not understand what child bride marriage means, is that he explained himself actually, but is a deep cultural thing that that's been going on in the in the African continent, getting the little kids to get to marry a man old enough to be their dad. I know so many of you, with the age of social media, you might be saying, oh, other girls are doing this, other girls. There are still some vulnerable young girls out there that still need our advocacy, that still need us to speak for them, that still need us to stand for them. I just wanted to thank my guest again for coming all the way from Ghana, the lioness herself. Thank you for what? Thank you for joining me. But for those of you who don't know me, I love gossip a lot. I didn't get to introduce my sister today because for you to know who I am, I will be next week. I'm going to introduce you to my amazing, wonderful sister who has been behind me, pushing me. Next week you get to see one of my sister again. I played one of my sister's video last week, but next week I promise you guys, you're going to see my wonderful sister. I love to talk and I love to gossip a little bit. So that is what I'm going to do with my beautiful queen right here. Because, watch. Because, our community, you have been the talk of the community here.
Really?
Oh, as if she doesn't know. If you are just joining her, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Monday show. But everybody, we call everybody auntie in African community. So everybody's auntie. So I always call her my auntie. This woman right here, we vacation together sometimes. She knows. But I just wanted to ask you. I know this is my part of my gossip, guys, and my tea. I always have my coffee when I want to gossip. That's my
You
trade.
didn't give me one though.
I owe you one. But I wanted to now. I just want to thank you for the amazing job that you are doing. For those of you who don't know, she's a first responder. And on behalf of the GBKM network, we just want to say thank you to all the frontliners out there. You guys rock. You guys are amazing, amazing.
Absolutely.
And I just want to thank you and your husband for the incredible work you're doing in our community. You guys just opened a company, your first responder. But before I know that before you got married, As a woman, why do you think that you had so much resistance getting married to your husband in our community? Be free. Auntie, be free. This is my little, this is therapy for some people, right? Yeah, they know. It's a therapy.
Well, I will start by saying resistance. Like that's a very, an ambiguous term.
Yeah.
So I would want to think that the term you like the direction you're pushing me to is to talk about how my
The
marriage,
challenges.
it was a little
Yeah.
bit, well, I would say that I don't call them challenges, right? I just call them parts and pieces of the plan. There was nothing that took place. As a matter of fact, there's nothing that has taken place in my life that was not meant to happen. So one thing I did not tell you, I'm a motivational speaker and I love to do it. It just comes at ease. And those things that took place in my life that you call challenges was what birthed the bring me that was caged. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, my take in the whole scenario was it was all part of the plan. It actually propelled me. It kind of built me more. I understood myself more, my journey, and my vision became clearer. That was just it. So, and at the end of the day, I tell people, what did not break you will make you.
So as a director of a company right now and fighting for so many people, putting your lives at risk every day with your husband, leaving your kids at home.
Hello, my name is Ryan Knight, the co-founder and executive director of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network Foundation. I am here excited to announce the new